Remember, the 5th of November, the gunpowder treason and plot. I know of no reason why the gunpowder treason should ever be forgot. Hello everybody and welcome back to Potted Plant Entertainment. This is the first video of 2026. Alright, yay! It's a new year here at Potted Plant Entertainment. Yes, we've been here, oh gosh, almost 6 years. It's crazy. It's crazy. This started as something fun to do during the pandemic, and we've been here ever since. It's crazy to think how long ago it's been, like, since the pandemic. Like, it's been a while since the pandemic. It's 2026. I'm 26 now. I was what? I was 21? No, I think I was 20. Gosh, if it was... I think I started May 2020, so yeah, I was 20, and I'm 26 now. So now I'm pushing 30. I'm an unk. I know, guys. If you can believe this, I was born in the 20th century. I know. Crazy, right? What an unk I am. Anyway, today we're going to be talking about a really good movie. And yes, I know, I've been kind of on a roll with the reviews lately. Giving myself a pat on the back for that one. Yeah, we're here and we've been productive. I know it feels nice to be productive on Potted Plant Entertainment, because sometimes when I'm away for a while I really miss this and I feel kind of guilty. So it's nice to like be on a bit of a roll. I got a DVD update coming soon, so we'll be doing that. But today we are talking about V for Vendetta. Yes, this is an awesome movie, guys. I love this movie. If you've never seen V for Vendetta, I'm telling you right now, spoilers. Okay, we're going to be talking about spoilers. So if you don't want the movie to be spoiled for you, which you shouldn't. You should go into it not having it spoiled. But if you have seen the movie, or if you just don't give a crap, you're welcome to stick around. V for Vendetta is based on a comic book series that was released in the 80s, and I have read it. It's really good. It was released in like several different parts, but I have it together in one book. It's a great book. I really loved it. I first saw this movie in 2021, and I don't think I talked about it on the channel, but I didn't really get it. I thought it was like, okay. I think I went into it expecting there to be more action. There's a ghost in here. All right, I don't really know how to fix that, so if it keeps doing it, oh well. Anyway, I went into it not really knowing what it was about too much. And I was a little bit disappointed. I thought it was okay. I thought it was fine, but didn't really love it. Then I read the book. Well, I was about to say this year, but I guess last year now. Today's January 6th. Yeah, today's January 6th. And I love the book. And I was like, you know what? Time to revisit the movie. So I revisited the movie. And there are things that the book does that I like better than what the movie does, and there are things that the movie does that I like better than what the book does. We'll be talking about all that. I know it's kind of unfair to compare a movie to a book, right? The movie should sort of stand on its own, separate from the book. But I do want to compare the two because they're both great, and I want to talk about the things that I like better between each, what the book approves on from the movie and what the movie approves on from the book, right? With all that being said, let's get into it. So, V for Vendetta came out in 2006, and it was directed by James Bateague, and it stars Hugo Weaving, Natalie Portman, Stephen Rea, John Hurt, R.I.P., and Tim Pigott-Smith. And this movie tells the story where the UK, after essentially what was a giant war, has been rebuilt. Their economy and everything, their whole society was rebuilt, but it was rebuilt through fascism. And John Hurt plays this fascist dictator, and Natalie Portman plays just some girl who's just trying to make her way in the world, is just kind of living in this fascist society, when she meets V, played by Hugo Weaving. And V is a vigilante who is the only one who is brave enough to stand up to the fascist regime and take it down, and he recruits Natalie Portman to help him do so, all to her own reluctance. This comic book and this movie are a giant social commentary, obviously. And I'm not going to be talking about my own personal politics in this video. You're smart. You don't need me telling you what to believe. That's kind of fascism. So you can think for yourself. But I will say, I do think everyone has something that they can take away from the story. I think it teaches us some hard lessons. It asks us some hard questions, and I kind of love it for that. So with all that being said, let's get into my pros and cons. So let's start with my pros, obviously, as we do every time here on Body Plan Entertainment. Oh my gosh, stop. All right, so one of the things that I felt that this movie improved over the book is that the movie is more about the relationship between V and Evie, played by Natalie Portman, than in the book. The book focuses a lot on the villains as well as V and Evie, and this one more, because I mean, obviously it's a movie, so they have to condense it. It more narrows into that relationship, and it's a great relationship that you get to see grow, and I think that that was a really smart decision to make the movie about these two and not as much about the villains. Now, the inspector, who is trying, he's trying to catch V, and then he realizes there's more going on here, right? There's a big like government conspiracy, and he starts to realize like, maybe like this regime I've been kind of loyal to ain't really what I thought it was. And so there's a lot of focus on him too and his character arc, and I really like that as well. He's a big focus in the book as well, but I think honing in on essentially those three characters I thought was really smart. Evie's a lot smarter in the movie than she is in the book. In the book, she's a 16-year-old girl. There's sexual connotations with her in the book. Not that the book like condones anything like that. It's just that like it explores very, very controversial topics involving sex and minors, right? And so the movie does a smart job at kind of being like, okay, let's make her older than that. They don't discuss her age, but she's not. What was she in the book? 16. She's not 16, right? And in the movie, she's very smart. In the book, she's kind of just, she sort of just goes with what V says. And then even when she doesn't, she goes to someone else and then kind of goes with what he says, her boss, right? She runs away from V and goes to her boss. And in the movie, she's a lot smarter. And I think that was a big improvement over the book. I do love Evie's character arc. She goes from a compliant to a revolutionary, because you know at the beginning she's just some girl who's, like I said, just trying to make her way in the world, right? She just keeps her head down and is just trying her best every day, right? As a lot of people would do. But by the end of this movie, because of the lessons that she learns from V, she becomes a revolutionary, and she essentially gets the Sarah Connor treatment in this story, and I thought that was really awesome. V is a very complex hero, right? So he's wearing a Guy Fawkes mask, right? And that's the whole November 5th, which by the way, I thought about waiting to do this review for November 5th, but I thought, I don't want to wait that long. But he was inspired by Guy Fawkes, who was captured trying to blow up a building from underground, right? And he was executed. And V is a very complex anti-hero. He's not a straight up hero. I mean, straight up, he's a terrorist. He is. He's a straight up terrorist, but it also not a straight up terrorist, if that makes sense. He's very complex. There's a lot of gray areas with him, right? It's not really all black and white, right? And I like that. He's vengeful and violent, but he also wants to unite the people against the government. Because, you know, a lot in this movie is him going after executing people who have wronged him in the past. Because, as we learn in this story, he was locked up in a fascist prison camp when he escaped and burned himself quite a bit. And now he's going after the people who ran that camp. Not really a heroic thing to do, but he's complex. He's not a straight up hero and he's not a straight up villain. He's an anti-hero. And I like that about him very much, is that you can kind of look at him and develop your own opinions about him, right? You know, he's not Superman, right? He's not the golden boy. Let's see, what else we got? You can root for V regardless of your politics. Yes, the movie is anti-fascism and anti-far right. Right? I think everybody really should be anti-far right and anti-far left, in my opinion. But you can root for V regardless of your politics, whether whoever you voted for, whatever party you align with. We can all look at V and be like, yeah, man, you go, because fascism is bad. Also, the lighting in this movie is great. They do a good job at using lighting to show emotion, and that right there is art. I love it in movies when they use lighting to help set emotion. Return of the Jedi, right? Very famously, toward the end of the movie, Luke's face is lit up with two different colors to show that he's battling between the light and the dark side. This movie does stuff like that, and I love that. That's art. I mean, straight up, that's art. The action in this movie is great. There's not a whole lot of it, but there is some, and it's great. I mean, of course, the best being the ending fight scene, right? When V is taking on all the fascists that are surrounding him at once, and it's in this really cool slow motion. I mean, the Wachowskis produced this. They probably had a heavy hand in helping in the director's chair and just didn't take credit for it. But the Wachowskis were awesome with this movie. I mean, this is back when the Wachowskis were spitting gold. This is one of their best movies by far. And the action in this movie, when it's there, it's fan-freaking-tastic. Let's see. Okay, so at the end of the movie, this is my biggest improvement from the movie, or from the book to the movie, that the movie made over the book, which is this. At the end of the movie, Guy Fawkes, or V, right? V with the Guy Fawkes mask, sends out Guy Fawkes mask to basically everyone, right? He makes them like super available. The movie doesn't really explain how he does that, other than just he mails them, but that you can poke and prod at that, whatever. The point is that he gets Guy Fawkes mask everywhere, right? And everybody shows up at Parliament wearing their Guy Fawkes mask as a show of force against this oppressive government. And then, right, as we know, V dies. He gets shot while he's fighting the bad guys at the end. And so Evie puts him on the train that he had under the subway, or he had in the subway, that he had rigged with explosives. She sent the train off, it went to Parliament, blew up Parliament, right? And then you get the awesome Beethoven music, I think it's Beethoven, as the whole building just goes up, and then everybody removed their masks to watch it blow up, and then there's fireworks. It's just awesome, right? It's an amazing, amazing ending, which is basically what happens in the book. But the fact that they put all these people there with the Guy Fawkes mask on top of that just made it infinitely better. I mean, it was such an awesome show of force. It's such a good show of what the people can do if we all band together and work together rather than fighting each other all the time. Looking at you, America. And one of the things I love about this ending is when they take off their masks, you can see some of the victims from this fascist regime that this fascist regime has killed throughout the movie are there now. It's kind of like they're there in spirit, right? They're there too, taking off their Guy Fawkes mask and watching it blow up. I thought that was a really... the ending of this movie is just amazing. I absolutely love it. I love everything about it. The only complaint I would have about it is that the flowers aren't there. The roses. Like, they did that in the book, and they didn't put those on the train in the movie. I thought that was kind of weird. But, whatever. Okay. So, V dies. It's very emotional. Yes, he dies in Natalie Portman's arms. One of the things that I love in the book and in the movie is that we never find out who he is. I love that, because the reason for it is to show that V can be anybody. So Evie resists taking off his mask because she doesn't want to know who he is. It doesn't matter who he is. He's you, he's me, he's anybody who wants to stand up to this fascist regime. That is beautiful. I love that so much, because movies have a hard time at keeping the mask on a lot of the times. But this movie said, nah, keep it on. It's perfect. I love it. Ideas are bulletproof. That's what they say in this movie a lot. Ideas are bulletproof, and at the end of the day, V is an idea. And then, like I said, this movie asks you some hard questions, and it leaves them up to your interpretation, right? This movie doesn't force politics on you. I mean, obviously, it's anti-fascism, but I mean, it presents these ideas to you and says, what do you think, right? I like that. I like it when movies and pop culture don't tell me what to think, but they ask me tough questions and then leave it up to my interpretation. And this movie does that. That kind of seems to be a lost art in Hollywood with the political climate that we live in now. But this is one of the things that I love that does not force politics on you, but just kind of ask you the tough questions, which is what it should do. And that just kind of seems to be a lost art form, unfortunately. All right, so let's get into my cons. Don't have much. So there's a bad guy in the book, okay? and he gets captured by V, right? He's like this high-ranking cop, right? And V tortures him, psychologically tortures him, and then sends him back to his coworkers. And mentally, he's completely screwed up. He's never going to be the same again. It's one of the best parts of the book for me, and it was sadly left out of the movie, and I wish it had been in the movie. I mean, I get it, cutting things down for time. This movie's like 2 hours or slightly over 2 hours, but I think it would have been cool to include that, because I thought it was one of the best parts of the book. And like I said, the roses aren't on the train. I just thought that was kind of a missed opportunity. But those are my final thoughts on the movie V for Vendetta, and I'm going to give V for Vendetta a 90 out of 100. This is a great movie. I love it. It's got a little bit of everything to it, you know? It makes you think, it gives you cool action sequences, it gives you great characters. It's kind of just got everything to it, and it's just a great movie, man. I love it so much. So, that's it. Those are my thoughts on V for Vendetta. What are your thoughts on V for Vendetta? Let me know down in the comments. And like I said, DVD updates should be coming soon. But with all that being said, thank you very much for watching. Subscribe, hit the like button. I appreciate it very, very much. We have lots of fun here at Potty Planet Entertainment. So come on, have fun with us. You won't regret it. I promise you I won't touch you. Leave it to me to make it weird. I'm going to go. Thank you for watching. Much love.